with OMG It's Nova, and we're speaking today with Cassandra. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good.
I'm like sleepy, but that's just like par for the course.
Totally fine. You were modeling for the Boy Meets Girl fashion show. Can you tell us how that went?
It was absolutely amazing. You know, modeling was something, I have acne, so modeling in general was something I never thought that I could do. And then all of a sudden being part of New York Fashion Week, that's like the biggest runway kind of stuff that can happen, at least that I could thought would ever happen to me, and I usually do print, so working with Stacey's been a dream. It's been like a dream come true, really. Like, pinch me, I'm like, is this actually happening?
It is, because I saw you and she was quite fabulous, might I say.
Oh, thank you.
Quite fabulous.
Well, I'm used to walking in like very tall heels, like 4 to 5 inches. The ones that they gave us were like 1 inch, and they were more like flat. So even though I was very confident in how I held my body, like with taller shoes, these were like heavy, so I felt like I was walking like a duck.
Really?
I was like, oh, I'm going.
It happens sometimes.
Okay, because those are cute. You see, but
Thank
they were
you
like
so
a little bit more than hers. Can you guys see her shoes? They're really spiffy. I like them.
So cute. Thank you so much. Can you talk a bit about how your acne issue affected your self-esteem, and how did you get over that and becoming the beautiful that you are?
Thank you. Well, goodness. I had acne since elementary school, and it was like really minimal then, but middle school, high school, it got really bad, and just, the things that kids would say, it's like, you start believing it, they say, I bet your parents wish that they didn't, give birth to you, I bet you this, I bet you that. You get nicknames like pizza face, freak of nature, and it's just like, it brought me down so much, and I never really felt like I belonged. And then you would talk to a counselor, and sometimes counselors don't help, and I talked to my parents, and my mom was always like, that's okay, I'm supportive of you, like, it's going to be okay, I understand. It's like, I'm sorry, she's never had acne.
Right.
Like, how can she understand? What you've been through, I can't say I understand, because I haven't actually lived it, But I actually kind of did the wrong thing, I guess. I basically switched schools to get away from that, which is essentially running away from my problems. I'm happy that I did, because it kind of led to where I am today. But I was like avoiding the issue, and same with makeup. I wasn't treating the acne, I was just putting makeup on to cover it up.
Right.
And I've seen 12 dermatologists who couldn't help me, so it was just like, it's frustrating. But there was a point where my boyfriend actually sat me down after I was modeling. I've wanted to always help people. I've wanted to have a job and where I can reach out to people, whether it's in medical or humanitarian, and he's known that. And he sat me down one day and he said, you know what, I love you without your makeup. Your parents love you without your makeup. The friends that you have care about you for you.
Sweet.
Yeah, and he's like, what do you have to prove to everybody else?
Right.
Why do you have to please me well? As long as you're happy with yourself, everything should be fine. And he really kind of said you've always wanted to help people since the beginning. Maybe there's another girl out there, or even another guy who's got this issue, and you're modeling now. You're doing something you never thought you could do. Maybe this is a way to kind of show them that it's not a dead end. There's hope. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I did it. And then I actually left YouTube for 4 months.
Oh, really?
Because it's like, you're so used to hearing, you're a terrible person and all these nicknames. I expected that online.
They're so harsh.
Yeah, but online they were so sweet. And because I left for 4 months because I was scared. But online I came back and everyone was like, people without acne, like you, were just saying, oh my gosh, like you've touched me, or this has helped me some way. I was like, me? I helped you? How?
Understood. Well, you know how some people say, oh, well, some people have it worse. For instance, you just pointed out that I don't have acne, yet readers, whatever, I'm free to say that I do struggle with my skin, and little imperfections, maybe you don't necessarily, like other people don't see it, but you notice it in the mirror.
You're a worst critic. Yeah.
But then always people say like, oh, but it can be worse, it can be worse. So then who's the worst person?
Well,
I want to meet them.
Exactly, and especially like doctors, you go in there, I have such terrible acne, oh doctor, oh I've seen millions worse.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, okay, well just because you've seen them, that doesn't make me feel better.
Right.
Like, this is what I'm dealing with, how could there be something worse? If you don't know it, how could it exist?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, what was this gap from skipping from feeling insecure to totally model world?
It's a good question. I think it happened very slowly, and I think it was really a process of learning to love myself and accept myself for who I was. And, you know, back then the acne, it was a curse and I hated it. It was miserable. In the past 6 months, the past year, I realized that it's a blessing in disguise. Because if I didn't go through this, if I didn't have the bullying, if I didn't have to switch schools, if I didn't have acne, I wouldn't have filmed that video. I wouldn't have my YouTube family, you know? I wouldn't be uploading videos every day. I wouldn't be modeling probably. And it's like, as terrible as the acne was, it's kind of shaped me and it's put me where I am today. And it stopped me from teasing other kids because I know how it feels. And I don't want to sit here and say, oh, I would be a bully if I didn't have acne, but I don't know. So,
awesome. Well, what made you want to put up the video?
My boyfriend.
Very vulnerable.
My boyfriend. He basically said, you've always wanted to tell people this is how you can do it, you need to do it. And I was like, no! And he was like, yeah. So that's kind of how it happened.
How did you get recognized as a model? Where did that start?
That started actually on accident before I was filming YouTube videos. What happened is that when I switched schools, I did like a private study where it was basically me and the teacher one-on-one. There were no other kids involved. So because of that, I was able to go at an accelerated pace. I did homework all day long. I researched things, and I graduated 2 years early. And when I graduated, we had a family friend who was studying photography in school, and he wanted to come over and take family portraits. And he started taking these photos, and by then I had started learning makeup. I wasn't filming videos on YouTube, but I had learned to put it on. And he started taking photos of me, and he turned them into his class. He got like a little award for them.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, wait, this is my babe. I look good. And I looked at the photo, and you couldn't see my acne because I was wearing all this makeup. And I was like, wait a second, can I actually do this? Like, I always saw models as beautiful and successful, and that was like me. I'm not beautiful or successful. I never will be. Because that's all you hear from other, other peers. And I was like, wait a second. This might actually work. So I kind of started doing some like local things and really working with, student photographers, things like that, agency work, and then just kind of built in on that.
Well, what would you say to other girls who are struggling with acne?
Always self-confidence, find other ways to love yourself, and always search for the good in things. For instance, the acne is definitely a terrible thing, but it's just led to so many positive outcomes. And I'm sure things in your life or things in anyone's life, look back at them and say, yes, that was terrible, but it shaped me somehow. I've learned from it. So don't give up hope. And also the best thing for acne is education. Understand yourself. Understand your skin. Because a doctor can give you a pill that'll work great for you, but it won't work for me. And it's about understanding, are there certain things that set off your skin? What works for you, what doesn't? How does the skin work? So that if you break out during a certain time of the month, you understand it's not a product, it's something else that's going on with hormones. So educating yourself and understanding yourself, and then always staying positive.
Awesome. There you have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for letting me